The ANC structures will be remembering their late leader, Jessie Duarte, at a memorial service later today. You remember she passed on Sunday after battling cancer. Duarte was first elected to the position of Deputy Secretary General back in 2012. One of the key tasks of that office is the running of administrative duties of the organization itself. Let's chart the way forward now, bring in ANC NEC member Mmamoloko Kubayi, who's also head of the party's Economic Transformation Subcommittee. Minister, it's great to have you on the program. Thanks very much indeed, as always, for making time to speak to us. So perhaps we can begin, given all the tributes that have been paid to Jessie Duarte over the week gone by, with just trying to place into context the kind of gap that now remains specifically in the office of the Secretary General, in a context where we know Ace Magashule is currently suspended, and sadly now Jessie Duarte is late.
Good morning, Ayanda, and good morning to your viewers. Indeed, we continue to send our condolences to the family of Comrade Jessie, a stalwart and a member of the ANC who's been very, loyal servant to the people of South Africa. Many of us remember her, yes, as you are saying, as an administrator. You'd remember towards 2019 election, I was requested by the ANC to go and become almost like a provincial secretary, which was called a provincial coordinator in the Northwest. I worked very closely with Comrade Jessie, quite a lot to learn in terms of her ability and capability to run an organization, making sure that we are able to defend the organization in Northwest and ensure the victory that we saw in Northwest. She was a forthright person. If she didn't like anything, she would tell you. She was very particular about how things should be done in terms of the organization. Being able to run the organization, being able to be a person that stood firmly on something that she didn't agree with. She would not tell the next person. She will tell you that this is what I don't agree. Indeed, being a Deputy Secretary General for the second term, you'd understand that her knowledge of running the organization and ensuring that we have structures across the country that are alive. We have an organization that we can count and proudly, because we say the ANC is based on its branches, on its structures. And she was responsible for overseeing the membership of the organization. As today you see the conferences taking place, as you see all provinces, even after COVID having affected us, where we delayed our conferences in regions and in terms of provinces. Today, as the organization, we can proudly say that now we having almost all the provinces now going to conferences and reaffirming that this organization remains to be an organization that is alive. Yeah. This is the work that Comrade TSG has done. A person who said in terms of chairing the National Disputes Committee, Resolution Committee, this is where people who are aggrieved, perhaps in terms of their branches, where things have not gone right. I'm a member of that committee, serving under her over time. When she became ill, Comrade Ndu took the fort to be able to ensure that the committee functions effectively.
Right.
But it's somebody that makes sure that there's fairness, there's objectivity in the organization, and she really tried her best to ensure that factionalism does not find its way within our structure.
Yeah, I remember instances, Minister, where Jessie Duarte was also quite upfront and forthcoming about the challenges facing the organization. I mean, she'd be frank when the party was struggling to pay people at Luthuli House. She'd also be clear when it was going through a difficult time, at the time when it was still unpopular to do so, speaking in very clear terms about the party needing space to really sort itself out internally. With her absence, do you feel that there is that kind of legacy that is able to remain within the party, given the many other conferences that lie ahead and the contention that they typically come with?
Look, yes, as you say, as all of us know her, she's forthright. If she doesn't agree with something, she will tell you. Where there are challenges, she would upfront say, these are the challenges, and this is what. One of the things that she actually enforced and every time reminded us of is the non-racial character of the ANC. She also spoke against issues of tribalism in terms of if she found anything to be even a significant or even just a little signal of something like that, she would vocally say it upfront to say, we have committed ourselves as the organization that this is what we stand for. Her legacy lives on. She didn't die. We continue to say she will multiply in the organization because we are taking her lessons. We are ensuring that her spirit lives on, and we take the lessons and the baton that she has left to be able to carry on the organization. Yes, we remain with challenges. Yes, we remain with difficulties in the organization. Going towards the conference, going towards the policy conference next week, one of the important things that we'll be able to carry as the legacy is to enforce the things that she believed in, to enforce that our principles, our policies and our values remains, and we make her proud as the African National Congress.
Speaking about conferences for the year ahead, one of the major ones is at the end of this month. That's the policy conference of the ANC. And we know there's actually an economic aspect to it. Some businesses, we're told, might be present at Newzroom, and part of their interest in this is obviously to oversee the policy direction of the ANC and to be involved in one way or the other. How worried are you, as the leader of a subcommittee within the ANC, about the kind of controversy that is, around the leader of the organization in the lead up to a conference like that, where a big part of the lobbying is actually around trying to get buy-in and trying to get trust in people within the organization?
Look, the president has been upfront to say he stands and ready to be able to answer the questions. So I don't think we should be worried about that. And last week, if you listened to him when he addressed at SSCP, to say let us allow him to do his work, because he still remains the president of the ANC and the president of the country. And he has huge responsibilities in his shoulders, especially for us in the economic space. We do need his support. We need a coherent organization that will be able to fulfill the dreams of and aspirations of South Africans. Where we are sitting, yes, we know that the issues around economic development, especially dealing with inequality, unemployment and poverty, remains what is critical for us to resolve. And what we are hoping in this conversation and in the policy conference next week is focus on the content, focus on the policies, so that we can inspire confidence in South Africans. Many people are looking forward to hearing what is it that we are doing, what is it that we are giving promise with, especially in this context. You'd have heard that we continue to see the unemployment rising. So people are looking forward to hear what solutions do we have. What is it that we are saying that we are going to do differently as ANC to build that confidence? What international investors are looking for globally, and also the investors in the country, business communities, people who are running small businesses who continue to face difficulties and are asking, what is it that you are saying as the ANC? Yesterday we were at the Black Industrialist Conference as government. We listened to various conversations. I was part of a panel that looked at opportunities around funding, especially for black industrialists, as part of our transformational agenda. And that conversations that came out were very clear. We also challenged them to say they need to participate in conversations in shaping the policy of this country. And that's where the problem sometimes is. People stand back and wait, and policies are developed, and then they later say, no, but these policies are not speaking to what we are raising. And that's why part of what we are saying now as the ANC is that we are not shaping the policy of the ANC, but we are shaping policies of the country as the party that is in government and will continue to be in government.
All right, Mmamoloko Kubayi, thanks very much indeed for your tributes and also a sense of what the party is thinking at this stage. Really do appreciate it. Mmamoloko Kubayi, an ANC NEC member, also the head of the party's Economic Transformation Subcommittee. Thanks very much indeed.